Okay, for the last part of our 3-segment series on creating program pages, the last thing that I want to do, let's recap what we've done so far. So we had our main, just pretending like this is our main 4-H county page, and it's got a snapshot, a description here of what 4-H looks like in this county. And then at the bottom we did a page break to list our programs. I just went through one, but you could imagine you would have several programs listed here. When the user clicks this, it takes them to a description of what XYZ program is. And we added a place where people could email us, a place where folks could get back to the main page, and also just created some content in these bottom sections, uploaded a document and linked it to our rules. And if you need to figure out, or if you need to know how to do that, you can go back and watch video 1 and video 2, or part 1 and part 2 of this 3-part series. So now what we want to do is, as you well know, in a lot of our sections of our new county templates, we have a lot of dynamic content being pulled in. So one of those places is here in the news releases page. So we've got county announcements here. So when I adjust that page settings, that's going to show up here in the county announcements, and then it's also going to show up here on the front page under the county news section. Now a lot of you will see something different. A lot of you may see, let me just pull up a site here from Central that we've been working on. I'll just use White County as an example. When you go to news articles, you're going to see this article section being broken down into 4-H, agriculture, and family consumer sciences. So the testing site is a little bit different, but I'll explain everything as I go through it. So we have to change a few things in our page settings for that to take place. So we'll go back here to the page that we've been working on. Click on XYZ program. So we can't change the settings from in here. What we need to do is we need to actually go to the pages library and adjust those settings from there. So what I'm going to do is go into Site Actions, View All Site Content, and then click on Pages. When I do that, I'm going to find my XYZ program. If I remember correctly, it was number 31 of 31 pages, and there it is. So when I find my page, let me go back, I didn't mean to click on it. When I find my page and I mouse over it, I get this drop down option here. So when I click that, I'm going to select Edit Properties. And it's just giving me a heads up that when I edit properties, I've got to check this page out. So I'll click OK. The main thing is you don't want to forget to check it back in when you're done. So okay, the first thing we see here is content type. That feed on the front page that's pulling from county events, and that feed that's in the news articles section, broken up into programs 4-H, Family Consumer Science, Ag and Natural Resources, all of those have some code there, or web part, that's looking for a specific content type. If we left this UTIA custom page layout, it would never show up in those feeds. To have your articles show up in the news feeds on the front page and the news article section of your website, you'll click this drop-down menu and you will change it to article page. So now when we do that, we get some additional options here. You want to make sure that you type something in the comments section, and you'll see why. XYZ is a program Okay, so I just typed XYZ as a program produced in Volunteer County for 4-H youth development. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to select an image. Now this image, again, has to already be loaded into the images folder of SharePoint. So when I click here, I don't know why they call it roll-up image, but that's what it is. That's where we want to have an image. So I'll click here to insert a picture from SharePoint. And I'm going to click on Browse. Go to my images folder, and let's see here. I'm just going to, just because there's not many options here on pictures, I am just going to use the 4-H Clover again and select OK. And I'm going to select OK one more time. So now we see our roll-up images in there. Don't really have to do anything else. Scroll down to the bottom, and the main thing that we want to pay attention to here is the article date and the archive date. The article date is going to be the date in which the article actually gets published. So if we wanted to create this article a decent amount of time in advance and then publish it after, or if we want to create the page a month in advance and have it not publish on those news feeds until a certain time, then we could change this. For now, I'm just going to have it published today. And then the archive date is the date that it's actually going to come off. Okay, so that would be the date that it actually removes itself from the feed. So I'm just going to select next Friday. Now this isn't going to matter. This program area section isn't going to matter on the volunteer county, but it will matter on your county websites where you have those news article pages broken up into program area. So just in staying with that, I'm going to select 4-H since this is a 4-H article, and I'm going to select Save. Now again, lastly, we need to remember to check that back in. So I'm going to click the drop down and select Check In, and I'll just select OK. And now when we go back to our home page and we scroll down to our county news section, we see our program. So you see why I typed comments. That gives us some text that shows up here for the people that land on our website to find information about. If the user clicks this, it takes them right to our program page. Nothing changed here. It is saying that it's still checked out, so I'm just going to select Publish, publish it again. So now we're good. So nothing has changed here on this page. Everything else, the only thing that's changed is now that article is showing up a couple different places where we, because we changed the content type to article page. So we're in good shape now. There's a couple of issues that I want to fix here. There's a little bit of spacing here, so you'll see that from time to time in SharePoint. It kind of will create some spacing when maybe spacing doesn't really need to happen. So I'm just going to backspace that and then just publish again and see if that didn't get rid of a little bit of that space. And sure enough, it did. Got rid of just a little bit, just enough. So, all right, well, that concludes our 3-part series here in the working with SharePoint program pages or county website program pages. If you have any questions, give me a call, send me an email, whatever, any way you can get in touch with me, I'll be glad to help. Thank you.